NBC Sports live at Homestead-Miami Speedway, where the Ford 400 is under caution once again, this time yellow number 8, coming out after Joe Nemechek spun around off turn 4.
Let's see what happens with the 20 before I was rudely interrupted by a wreck. Coming off before, see the gap that he's got on Elliott. See right there, the wiggle? Just a little bit, but then the wreck happened.
Enough to keep him on the gas.
Oh yeah, I mean Elliott was right there.
Okay, I think it's time to
Why don't that
cue the duck? Look at that.
Hey, why don't Benny do it? That's right. Alan,
go.
Cue the duck.
Very good, sir. Our Aflac NASCAR Winston Cup trivia question, and this one relates to the championship. Under the current system used to determine the champion, who scored the most points in one season?
Cale Yarborough.
No.
Jeff Gordon.
Well,
Yes, ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. 1998, 13 wins for Jeff Gordon that year, including 4 in a row at midseason. He finished in the top 10 in the last 20 races of the year.
I forgot that Cale Yarborough only ran about 31 races back in 1978 when he accumulated about 5,000 points in just 31 races. So
Jeff Gordon was the correct answer. Very good, Walt. Thank you. Appreciate you paying attention today.
Can I go back to sleep now?
No.
Dale Jarrett, UPS car, he was a champion back in 1999, was it? 2000, I guess Jarrett was the champion.
99 for Dale, Bobby Labonte, 2000.
That's right. There you go.
There you go. Hey, you know, we've been talking about Winston's exit from the sport after 33 years today. There's another company that's exiting the sport that's been a very long-time supporter, and that's the 76 brand. It's been through many permutations and different corporate ownerships since it started as the Pure Oil Company 53 years ago as NASCAR's official fuel supplier. They don't get talked about much, and that's because things don't go wrong. As Mike Helton said in the drivers' meeting this morning, the NASCAR president, he said the teams show up at the racetrack, they get their fuel, it's consistent, there are no problems, and they've been such a big supporter providing something very essential to automobile racing, gasoline, for 53 years. They're out after today as a result of corporate changes and a new direction and a new policy for them. But a standing ovation from the drivers in the meeting this morning in recognition of their contributions to the sport.
Yeah. What, 1952, I think Pure Oil started supplying the fuel. I'll see the signal's been given, 1 lap to go. By the way, Matt, what about the 20 crew chief? Is he loose or what's the problem there?
Well, let's talk to Greg Zipadelli. About 53 laps to go, Greg. How important is it for your car to get a long run?
Well, it just seems like this car's better on the long runs. We're not bad at the front side. The 9's really good, so we'll just keep our fingers crossed. Monte Carlo's been pretty strong all day. We got the nose and the ductwork screwed up pretty good this morning, you know, at the beginning of this race, and these guys worked hard to get it back. It's probably 80–90%, but it seems to be good enough right now. We'll just keep our fingers crossed, see if it'll work for another 53 laps.
When Zippy asked Tony about the race car, he said, well, all I can tell you is I wrecked in turns 3 and 4. I just got lucky and didn't hit anything. Dave?
All right, we'll get to Bill Elliott's race car in a minute. First of all, Mike Ford, how much do you get paid?
If we win, it'll be a lot.
There you go. Very important. Can you make it on fuel? And I know you're having some tire issues. Can you make it on tires?
Yeah, I think we're clear to go to the end. Got 53 laps to go. You know, our Dodge has been really good all day. A little bit loose in, but had been afraid to adjust it. You know, the clouds are coming. I think it's going to be just right. 20 and the 48 have been pretty good, but I think our Dodge can smoke them.
He sure hopes so, and get that big paycheck, guys.
And, you know, he just mentioned something, those clouds, which is going to cool this racetrack, which is going to help some of these tire issues right now.
53 laps to go to the checkered flag. Tony Stewart leads, Bill Elliott second, Johnny Benson third, Kevin Harvick fourth.
Where are you going, Rusty?
Well, I'll tell you where he's going, probably.
To the pits?
Probably. You cannot, the rules under NASCAR rules, the 20 car, the leader of the race, is supposed to have started.
He is the control car for the restart. He's supposed to make the first move.
I believe the 2 car will be coming down pit lane.
No call yet.
Well, maybe not.
If they were at that restart point, the green flag was waved by the starter. Oh, yeah, here's the call. Post the 2. Rusty Wallace, black flag.
Battle for the lead. Here comes Elliott on the inside. side of Tony Stewart.
Showing his hand.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Tony, you thought you might win, but guess what?
Here's what I got.
So Bill Elliott back out in front. He has dominated today. Johnny Benson closing in on Stewart for second.
Up. Stewart up the track. Benson's going to take advantage of that little slide.
He's going to try to. Did he? Did he make it by? Looks like, yes, he did.
Johnny Benson has had only 3 top 10 finishes this entire season. The second race at Richmond, the second race at Michigan, and at Dover. That 5th place run at Dover back in June being his best finish of 2003. Johnny talked about this being his last ride in this car. Said, when I got together with this team, they were bankrupt, basically. Remember the year he almost won the Daytona 500 in a car that was just basically white?
Yep.
And he left Jack Roush to go over there, as a matter of fact.
Yep. Went from there to be NASCAR Winston Cup winners at Rockingham a year ago. Kevin Harvick closing in on Tony Stewart. As you look at the race for second, third, and fourth. Jimmy Johnson is back to 7th place off the restart. Watch this. 48 car.
Oh,
A little loose. That's a big loose.
That's a catch your breath loose?
Yeah.
as you see, currently in 7th position. Labonte now 5th. Jeff Gordon 6th.
3 wins so far this season for Jimmy Johnson, looking to finish in 2nd in the final championship standings. Last 5 weeks for that 48 team, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, 2nd. Incredible run to close out the season. I talked to crew chief Chad Canals this morning. He said, we have had not a good year, we've had a great year, and now we're going to go back and figure out what we can do to be even better next season and try and win this championship.
I just can't get over every time we go to that shot how many RPMs this car is turning. Listen when we get down in the corner here. Well,
so if he's turning that kind of RPMs, we almost guarantee the 24
is, yeah,
turning the same RPMs.
Bobby Labonte, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson racing for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Now for 3rd place, Kevin Harvick still stalking Tony Stewart. NBCSports.com. Log on there, find out more about NASCAR, VP and I, do some writing there. You can email Benny your NASCAR questions. Talk about things that have happened in this 2003 season. NBCSports.com. Been trying to decide what to write about that later this week. I think I'll talk about some of the big stories of this year and the big headlines and what they mean for the future going on down the road.
Yeah, we know what number 1 is.
According to the fans.
That's right. Winston stepping down, and Nextel taking over as the title sponsor for this series in 2000.